Well, would you believe it? This is Ardlass. Blue sky, flat water, and all within about an hour of us actually getting here in the pouring rain. I'm glad it's dry now, because we can hang our wet gear up to dry out, and we've had some lovely food. Now it's time to go to sleep, I think, because we've had a long day. As you can possibly see right behind me, the weather's rubbish. And we are stuck in Ardlass still. This is, we've done 4 nights. No, we will have done 4 nights. We're leaving tomorrow, hopefully. But where to? Well, we're about to have that decision. We have been avoiding a big blob of nastiness. There it is. That is the big red blob of nastiness. We're just here by my thumb. And that's why we've been doing nothing but sitting here for a while. Which means we've lost 4 days. So we are up here at Ardlass and we've got some options. The most sensible option initially seems to be straight to Pwllehi. The distance to Pwllehi is Ardlass to Pwllehi, 66 miles. That will take us about 15 hours. And that means then we can go somewhere on Monday, which would take us further south. We could go all the way to Pwllehi Island, which is just there. Or Pwllehi.
Pwllehi to Pwllehi is 56.
Okay. So then we've got 66 and 56, and that's going to take us another 15 hours roughly. Or we could just go all of the way in one hit, and that takes us a lot more hours. But we've got to bear in mind that on Tuesday, let me show you this on Tuesday. On Tuesday, that's Monday, light weather, red weather on Tuesday. So we don't want to be out on Tuesday. I don't even know what we're saying. We need to make a decision about where we're going, and
do we do 170 miles to Milford Haven?
Which will take us 37 hours. I've got enough fuel to motor for 37 hours if there's no wind, but thankfully tomorrow there is some wind. Basically, we've got some rubbish coming up. Either some really long days in really light winds, and then wait longer in another port while Tuesday blows over. And I want to wait in a nice port, not on a mooring bay. And not rafted up, which is what we'll end up doing in Pwllehi. Well, it is now 10 o'clock at night. The decision has been made. We are going to go from Ardlass to 170 miles away at Milford Haven. So we're just checking at the moment now the tidal streams for tomorrow, just to double check what time we're going to be ending our journey and make sure that we've got some sort of favourable stream with us.
We have already done this already, but now the wind has picked up. So we are therefore getting to places slightly different timings, most likely.
Yes, most likely. Wind's totally changing all the time, of course. So tomorrow morning, after hopefully a decent night's sleep, in 12 hours time or less, we will be departing henceforth. Well, after 4 nights in Ardlass, we're finally throwing off the ropes.
Good.
Yeah, we've been here for 4 nights now. The weather has kept us in, and this morning it's time to head off, and there is no wind. Amazing. I feel a little bit maybe on my ear just now, So, well, what we're hoping for is the epic adventure to Milford Haven to go with plenty of winter blowers there. Hopefully that will pick up, but we do know on Tuesday it's really going to pick up to the point that we don't want to be out in it again. So, yeah, Nina's throwing off the ropes, and I'm about to steer.
Bye bye Ardlass, we had a good time. Great people, great place.
Not much water, is there?
We're not breathing, are we?
Breathe in.
We're on absolute springs. I think if we'd been quarter of an hour later, you wouldn't have done it. Oops.
I'll do it slowly though.
Yeah, good idea.
It's a bit rougher out here than it was in there, that's for sure. I see the compass.
We've got wind.
But we do have some wind. So I think we'll get some sails up pretty soon. Nina's very kindly volunteered to go below to make breakfast. I can't understand why she wouldn't want to be up here. The wind is good. Got about 16 knots, but it's blowing too far from the south. It was supposed to be west, but now it's more like south-southwest. But Moyana is sailing herself with balanced sails, which is lovely. I'm always happy when that happens. We're making, what, 3.5 miles an hour, up to about 4.5 in each gust. It's not bad. It's well balanced. So we're not quite on target, as in heading towards Milford Haven. We'll have to make some adjustments later, but we've got 2 days of this, so who knows what's going to happen next. There we go, it's breakfast time. Lovely bowl of porridge, but goes cold quite quickly, so in a bit.
Just finishing a 3-hour stint. Richard's been resting, and I'm about to overcome fear number 3. The first one was, my first fear was getting crashed on the rocks while we were at anchor. That hasn't happened. The next one's getting run over by some freight vessel, and this one is going out of sight of land in every direction. And the sun's come out, and I feel quite confident, so I'm happy.
Like 3 hours ago, I nipped downstairs and Nina said, just go and get a snooze. 3 hours I've been asleep. I got woken up by the shipping forecast. I was like, I'm sure they're only broadcast every 3 hours. Sure enough they are. Nina's been a star on the helm. Oh, it's lunchtime. And Nina, having done 3 hours hard work on the helm, has jumped straight into the galley. We've now got no reefs in and we've got all 3 sails up. And out of the kitchen comes a vegetable delight with mustard and mayo sauce. Is that Pyrenees? Mustard and mayo Pyrenees. Check out the sunset.
It's a magical moment. The last half an hour of sun before we do our night crossing. A bit nervous.
Yeah, we just radioed into Pwllehi Coast Guard just to let them know that we are out here and that we are on a passage and that we will report to them when we get to Milford Haven. There's no obligation to do that, but it's a sensible thing to do. Because if we don't make it, I'd rather somebody came looking for us. When we get to Milford Haven, we will report in to, I assume, Milford Haven Coast Guard, who must tell Pwllehi Coast Guard that we're there. Look at this lovely light. Look how it lights up the sails. That's the last of the sunlight tonight. Every now and then I can see the moon peeking through the clouds. I've got no idea even if you can see me right now, but what time is it? About 7 PM. It's gone dark. And we've got about 12 hours of this, so let's see what happens, eh?
So it's 2 o'clock in the morning and everything's very different. The sky is black, but it's covered in a blanket of stars. And I think the sea state would be slight, but it kind of looks like it's moderate, maybe rough. Everything sounds different, especially the engine. So I had it on low revs just now. This sounded really loud, so I'm obviously tired. Yeah, everything's squeaking and banging. It sounds different. It's kind of funny. Anyway, we made a change in plan. We were making no forward motion, maybe 1-2 knots, and it was obvious we weren't going to make Milford Haven in good time, so we took a change of course, both happy with that, to Pwllehi. So we're going to sort of mid-Wales now instead of South Wales. It's supposed to be about 40 miles. Should be there in about 10 hours. I don't know. I think it might be a bit longer. At least we won't get gales when we get there though.
And here we see the first of the sunrise. Just coming over the horizon, coming over Wales. And ahead of us you can see, hopefully, the flashing light of Ardlass Island just there. Every 6 seconds we get a flash from Ardlass Island. There it was again. Sunshine on a rainy day makes my soul drip, drip, drip away. The sun has just risen, and it was amazing to watch it pop over the top of that little hill there. Just like a bing, and then a woo, and then over my shoulder over there we've got a rainbow thing going on. Don't know why. It's no rain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here we are rounding Ardlass Island. Just got another 5 hours to go to get to Pwllehi, which is over there.
5 hours.
As soon as we got around Ardlass Island, I nipped down, got an hour's sleep, and now Nina is down for another sleep. It's 8:30 in the morning. I've just called, don't know how to say it properly, Pwllehi, sorry, Marina, and they've allocated us berth 8 Alpha 3. So I need to find 8 Alpha 3 when I get in there. The sun's really bright. The sky is beautifully clear. I cannot believe that there's a storm coming. But the storm is coming, and we will be sheltered safe. My best pronunciation of that beach there would be Pwllehi, which is looking very, very delightful. There's a few fishing boys outside it though, and not all of them have got big flags on. Some of them are tiny, tiny little pots. I don't understand why they would make them so hard to see. I've got to brave the elements, Nina.
Good luck.
I've got to go and do the shopping. We need food. We need oil filters.
It's not safe, Richard.
Apparently it's dangerous to life out here.
Very, very, very.
Oh my word, look how fast that fan is turning on that boat. Here we go. I love you, Mom! It's force a lot! I love you! Come on! Let's go to the shops and buy stuff! Oh my goodness me! It's a bit windy here in Pwllehi. We're in Pwllehi, and we found a shop that does oil filters half a mile away. We found a shop that also hopefully does the replacement drive belt for the auto helm, and we've been doing our passage planning, and we hope that tomorrow at 10 AM we can get to Dale near Milford Haven, and then we might either then leave at 9 PM on Thursday, having about 9 hours, 10 hours rest, something like that, to go to Padstow. So we'll get us into Padstow maybe at, I don't know, some silly time in the morning, about 1 o'clock in the morning, something like that. Or we leave Dale a little bit later, and then we get to the next time that we can get to Padstow, which is 12 hours later because of the tide. But that's all subject to change because wind and weather. But the challenge is Padstow. We can only get into Padstow at ±2 on high tide. So greetings from Pwllehi, and there it is, there's the marina office. It's great. Look at that weather. Something very curious about the angle that my Anna is lying at full water. I've managed to ram a fair few fenders there. And look at the state of this water. It's pretty grim. Thankfully, the weather did ease, and the swell was low enough so that we could leave at 9 AM on day 55. It was easy conditions, and it was a lovely coastline. And we had time to rest, and we had time to eat, and off we went across Cardigan Bay. So we're just coming now out of Pwllehi, and it says hug this rocky side rather than that side, because that side gets shallow, as you can see. But I'm a bit nervous about how shallow this side gets as well, because that's rocky and that's sandy. But well, we're out.
What was the bearing?
Now we need to head at the opposite of 294. So 294 minus 180 is about 110. Just once we're past this one, and that should take us out to a safe water marker, which I think I can see there.
Cardigan Bay, 9 o'clock in the morning, we're off, 5 knots of wind, or at least 15 knots of wind, and we're doing 55 knots, and the tide's still against us. It's a good day.
The wind has shifted direction, so we can't go direct to St David's Head as we would like to. We're kind of heading more down towards Cardigan. Anyway, we decided it was time for a nice hot chocolate drink, but sadly the wind took my hot chocolate drink from me, and this is the result. All of those spotty, dotty, blobby chocolate drink bits. So chocolate everywhere. Boo! But not all of it. So I've still got some in the cup. I've been on shift most of the morning, in fact all morning. Nina helped us get out of the harbour, as you saw. And my Anna is sailing herself, to be fair. We're just kind of close up to 30-40 degrees to the wind. Nothing very exciting happening, apart from a fast boat overtook us, going very fast. There's a sailboat, clearly a new one, nice new sails. Yeah, well, there you go. That just happens in life, doesn't it? Well, good morning. We've gone through the night. You haven't seen any of that because it was dark. Sunrise now, I can't remember, about 6 AM, something like that. Over there is South Bishop, which is just off St David's Head, which is definitely worth avoiding. They put a light on it to prove that. It's very, very windy, but we've got the engine on because we've just come out of darkness. And I think I'd like to put the sails up now, but it's very, very windy, so we might not.
Seems to have calmed down, but I am shaking. Shaking in my hands, my tummy, my legs. But it's seriously calmed down, so I'm happier for now. What's the weather like, Richard?
A bit wet.
Is it the wettest we've had?
It just got wetter. It's all just gone crazy. As you can tell by the rain on the camera, the weather, in fact it's actually just stopped raining a bit, which is nice. Visibility went down to like zip, and the rain was coming in, and we're pushing so hard now against the wind. Even with the tide with us, we're still only making 3 knots through the water, although that does equate to 4 over the ground, which is nice.
It's 4-7.
We are in force 7 conditions. The swell is approximately 1.6 metres at the entrance to Milford Haven, which is where we're going. And I've been in touch with Milford Haven Port Control just to say we're coming in, visibility's bad.
At the moment, make a message for emergency purposes. The other operator is on the telephone and trying to establish that assistance with the sailing vessel.
And as you can hear, that there is sailing vessels asking to come in these bad conditions, and they are helping us. So we've been on the radio to help. Somebody's obviously on the phone to help. I've got a feeling I know who that is from looking at the AIS. They've obviously had a long journey too. But we're coming to the end now of how many hours have we been sailing? We started at 8 o'clock and it's now past 10 in the morning, isn't it? So we've done 26 hours. Wow. It's been hard work, but these conditions have been challenging. But Nina's been fantastic on the helm.
Yeah, when they talked about Milford Haven in the holiday guidebook, i.e. the almanac, it says it is Britain's finest harbours. Well, I can't believe you've gone all the way around the country and this is the worst seas we've had, the most scared I have been.
Mayana, Milford Haven Port Control. Information, waypoint number 1 is to the north of West Chapel Buoy. Waypoint number 1 is north of West Chapel Buoy.
Port Control Moyana, I can see the marker buoy named Rat. Could you please direct me, would that be north or south of that Rat? Thank you, over.
Mayana, Milford Haven Port Control. Answer, waypoint number 1 is north-west from Rat Buoy. North-west from Rat Buoy. There is another buoy called West Chapel Buoy.
Port Control, this is Mayana. I have found the area we are heading to on the chart. Port Control Mayana, for your information, seasickness nausea has just overcome me. We are listening, but I might not be able to reply. Over.
Mayana, Angle Lifeboat, Yeah, okay, yeah. So are you content where you are now? Are you okay to carry on with the sequence?
I'm okay, I'll just keep going. If the water's staying calm.
Angle Lifeboat, Mariana, yes, the helm is capable of continuing, it is just communications that is struggling. Over.
Mariana, Angle ep12.
Communications are down! Conditions are so bad! One guy called out, Sophie B called out the lifeboat as a pan-pan. They came past us and they decided they wanted to help us, which we're very glad about. I feel sick's the dog! But Nina, solid rock. Angle Lifeboat, Mariana, are you calling me over?
Mariana, Angle Lifeboat, can you please go channel 67? Channel 67, over. Traffic information outbound in the east channel, the tanker Sun Leafy.
Angle Lifeboat, I could not hear, sorry.
Small vessel.
We've landed, we've got fish and chips. This is Andrew, he's saved us with fish and chips and catching our lines.
Maybe there is a God. Yeah.